Hey guys, it's Camille from Chicken Scratch Sniff. Today we're going to talk about Alma chapter 26. And Alma 26 is such a great chapter. It's Ammon talking, and he's rejoicing over their mission, right? He's rejoicing so much at one point Aaron even says, hey, watch it, you're being a little boastful there. And Ammon says, no, I'm not boasting in myself, I'm glorifying God. So one of the parts of the chapter, he talks about how when they said they were going to go on a mission to the Lamanites, how the Nephites, where they lived, laughed at them to scorn. They didn't even think it would be possible for any of the Lamanites to be converted. And then here they are, years later, with cities, lands, multiples of those converted to the gospel. It's amazing, right? And then even he talks about how even Ammon and his brothers, they were just hoping to get a few people, right? Just a few of them. And it reminds me of the restoration of the gospel in the early days of the church. You know, the numbers are just so small. And even if they, as they talked about the church growing and spreading missionaries out and everything, what has happened today even, it's just so mind-blowing if you compare it to then, right? And who knows what will happen next, right? It just blows our mind sometimes. And even the early saints, when they might believe it was possible, it's just so beyond comprehension, right? So here's a fun object lesson that you can do as you talk about how the things that we understand and the things that God understands and knows are two different things, and how we can put our faith and trust in God. And as we do his work, then the things that just seem impossible, that might blow our minds, are absolutely possible with God. Okay, so here's a balloon. There's some water in it, just some cold water in it. And here's a jar, just normal, nothing special, okay? And then here's some torn up paper. Okay, so that's what we'll need for our object lesson today. Now I'll hold up the jar in just a second. But first, we're gonna get our little fire starter here, and we're going to light these papers on fire, and we're going to stick them in my jar, and we're going to put the balloon on top and see how the balloon goes into the jar. The balloon, I should have showed you this before, sorry, is bigger than the opening in the jar. And so when you ask your family, do you think I can get this balloon to go into this jar? And it's only going to go probably halfway. It's probably not going to go all the way. But do you think it's possible? And they're going to say, you know, hopefully they'll say no, or maybe if you do some trickery, right? And then you can show them how with the light of the gospel, the light of Jesus Christ, it's possible. And how if we turn our lives over to the Lord, and the things that we think might be impossible right now are totally possible, whatever that is in our lives, if it's a righteous desire, a righteous goal. And so pray about those things, what it is that God wants us to do. Pray to let him know what your desires are, and if they are the right things, and if they are, go for them. Because if it seems impossible, it doesn't mean that it is. All right, guys, have a great week.